Hey, I just made a lot of sandwiches for a while until my skateboard career took off. Stacy Peralta made me quit my sandwich profession to be in Gleaming the Cube.
Speed freaks!
Took it down to
Yesterday.
Skateboarding is no big deal. Am I right? I mean, once you can do it, you can do it. You try to get better, but it's not going to be your life. A lot of good skateboarders, you know. You think you can make a living skateboarding? Just another form of game. That's all it is. You get the point?
Yeah.
All right.
You got ran over by 2 cars.
This is Eric Dressen, and I'm gonna be answering all the questions you guys sent in to the Santa Cruz Instagram. In Speed Freaks, I was riding a Dogtown board with Indies and OJ Team Riders. Yeah, I'm still tattooing, but at the moment I just mainly focus on skateboarding. But when I do tattoo, I tattoo out of Midtown Tattoo in Mid-City in LA when I'm not skating. On my board setup now, I'm riding the Santa Cruz Dressen Rose Cross. It's 9.3 shape board. It's like the shape we took off kind of like a 90, 91 Everslick. Because that was like my favorite board those years, that shape, so I kind of updated that shape. I'm riding the Indy Stage 4 166s with Bronson ceramic bearings and my latest Mike Giant OJ wheels, and they're 56mm 101s and mob grip. So I've been riding this board, just rode this board all over Japan. Had a killer time. Man, that's a hard one. I'm not really a trickster guy anymore. Personally, just going fast, you know, jamming around bowls or parks. Maybe stand-up grinds. Probably stand-up frontside grinds have been my favorite shape for years. Last couple weeks, my favorite song has been Follow the Leader by Killing Joke. I've been like listening to that song over and over again. That's been my favorite song this week. My favorite skate spot, where we're at one right now at Morales Bowl here in Placentia. My other favorite skate spot is Angelo's Clover Bowl up in Malibu Hills. Lance Mountain Design, that's one of my very all-time favorite spots. And then the new La Quinta Park out in La Quinta with the new combi. My really favorite places to go to skater in Japan, like Axis Skate Park, the new Shin Yokohama Park. I was just there last week skating that park, and like I want to skate there every day. I love that park. And the new Tokyo Shibuya Park, that was super fun. But my favorite place to skate in the world is Japan. Funny thing is, I was a professional sandwich maker before I was a pro skateboarder in my early teens. That's kind of how I got back into skateboarding in the 80s. I was working at my friend Zane's aunt's deli, Nelly's Deli in West LA. And like I borrowed his skateboard to go do deliveries and stuff. And on my first paycheck, I went and bought myself a board. And then just been skating ever since. I've made some famous people sandwiches. I made the saxophone guy from Oingo Boingo, I don't know his name. I made him a gang of sandwiches. Stacy Peralta made me quit my sandwich profession to be in Gleam in the Cube. Back then, I used to love pastrami sandwiches. But nowadays, my favorite sandwiches are Japanese sandwiches. Like the egg salad, the katsu sandwiches. I'm on keto, so I don't really eat that much bread, but I was just there. So I gave in, I had a couple of sandwiches there, but that's a good question. You just gotta rip. You gotta rip it up gnarly. Back in the old days, I think you just kind of had to be a pretty good skateboarder. Just if they liked you, if you were in part, like, oh, we want him on the team. But back then it was this contest, there weren't video parts. You pretty much just got photos in the mag here and there. But now I couldn't, it's gnarly, because every day there's some gnarlier dude than the next. So my top 3 skateboarders, Tony Alba, that was my childhood idol. When I was a little kid, I pretended I was Tony Alba every day skating. It's crazy to me, I'm like good friends with him and rode for his team back in the day. And then my second favorite skateboarder is Anthony Van Engelen. He's been like one of my favorite skateboarders for years, like his video parts. Just anything with Abe, like I'm like a huge fan of him. And third, right now, like Mike Lorman, he's like an 80s skateboarder, wrote for Black Label, still writes for Black Label. He's like right now, like, he's one of my favorite skateboarders. Like, somebody I'd stop just to watch skate, like his style. And like, watching him makes me rethink how I skate. Like, I want to be more stylish and like him, but he's rad. You know, like going skating with Winkowski, he's gnarly. He's like the gnarliest dude I ever went skateboarding with. That dude's gnarly. I'd say Winkowski. Yeah. And in video parts, like, I didn't really watch that many videos back in the day, but I'd always watch Frankie Hill's parts right before I went skating to get hyped up, and then go out and pretend I'm Frankie Hill and do a Japan air downstairs and shit. Yeah. Donnie Barley's part in the Toy Machine, Welcome to Hell video part, I watched that part so many times. When that video came out, we'd always watch Donnie's part, Brian Anderson's part, and Mike Maul and all those parts, and just go fucking skate, like just so hyped up. And then like the Eastern Exposure videos with Ricky Iola, those were like my favorite video parts. I was like a huge Ricky Iola fan, but Donnie and like Ricky Iola's old parts, those are the sickest. Not really, because, you know, I look back and there's like probably like 92, 93, and I'm riding like 45 millimeter wheels. But it's just back then I wanted to try them. Like, I wanted to go small to see how it felt or whatever. But I don't really regret it, anything. You know. My first skateboard was a clay wheel Super Surfer. I got it in probably 1975. My dad got it for me. I saw the movie Endless Summer. My uncle was a surfer. He rode for Con Surfboards in Santa Monica, and I asked him to teach me how to surf. And he was like, learn how to skateboard first. But when I got the Super Surfer board, I just like rode around the neighborhood and like pretended I was surfing. And then I just fell in love with skateboarding back then because it was just more accessible. Like I wanted to do something all the time. And surfing, I lived miles away from the beach, and if I went to the beach on the weekends, the waves might be too big, too small, cold. But with skateboarding, I could just leave the house and just go skate. Pretty much everything. Like, looking back, man, I fell in love with skateboarding when I was 8 years old in 1975. Every day I'm continuously inspired. You know, with Instagram now, it's like overload. Just inspired, I just want to skate. I just want to go skating, skate rad places with rad people. And I just love skateboards. Like, I loved everything about skateboarding. You know, it's hard to explain. And it's all I've done my whole life. Like, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I just wanted to go skating and be a pro skateboarder. And that was my main ambition in life since I was like 9 years old. Like, I wanted to be a pro skateboarder, and that was it, nothing else. So, I don't know, when I go up, I go on a slight angle, and right when my back wheel goes over, I kind of twist my body. It's kind of in the hips, and with that, I look over my shoulder and pull my hand back and stick this hip out, and try to hang out. Hope it works. Probably all the Japanese salad dressings. Everything's Japanese. So Japanese food's my favorite food. So my girlfriend makes me this miso ginger salad dressing, and that's pretty much my favorite salad dressing. Lately, like, I'm funny. Like, when I'm driving, I listen to 80s stuff, like Duran Duran, Roxy Music, Heaven 17. But when I'm skating, I like rock or punk rock. Like Van Halen 2, that album's gnarly. So that's like my favorite album to skate to. And I've been listening to Cheap Trick a lot, like when I skate. I've been riding the new Indy Stage 4 166s because these just fit perfect on my board. Before I was riding Indy Stage 11 159s, which fit too, but these just seem to fit just perfect. Yeah, so I've just been riding these, and they've been really fun just to ride something new, and I like the way they look and how they ride. favorite shoe? I always wear the Vans high tops, the Classic Pro. That's like my go-to. Just, it's so classic. Just feel like when you put it on, look down, just makes me want to skate. I like to keep it OG. Yeah, thank you everybody that wrote in the questions. I was like tripping. I was like, who would want to ask me a question or what were they going to be? But there were a lot of really good questions. Even the simple ones about sandwiches and salad dressings. Go out and skate, rip it up. Thanks.